Hello and welcome to coverage of the Super Sunday Series here from Renton at Wizards of the Coast headquarters. Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth with Randy Bueller, and we're underway. Jesse Thompson is playing black-green mid-range. Javier Luna is on black-white control.
Yeah, Luna's deck, there you see the Thoughtseize. It is a Thoughtseize Pack Rat deck, so I mean it's got some of the most powerful cards you can get from black. But then he supplements it with Blood Barons and Obsidian. He's also got Last Breath, Revoke Existence, Elspeth, so a lot of white. There's no gray merchants in this list. It's not really, I mean it's not a devotion list. It's, I mean, for me, it's black-white control.
Black-white stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's black-white good stuff, black-white control. Definitely sort of mid-rangey control deck. Like the creature set after the Pack Rats is Blood Baron, Obsidian, and 3 Desecration Demons.
All right, we get a look at Jesse Thompson's hand. He's got a Hero's Downfall. He's got a Vraska the Unseen. Yeah. There's also an Ultimate Price, 3 lands. And what is that peeking out behind there? Can't quite see it, but it looks like he's just going to take it away anyway. Oh, it's a Read the Bones. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse Thompson, I mean, everybody keeps thinking there ought to be a way to make a good black-green deck in this format. Abrupt Decay seems really good. Golgari Charm matches up well against a lot of what people are running. So he is also a Thoughtseize Pack Rat deck at some level, right? But he's got Vraska, Charm, Decay, Hero's Downfall, Scavenging Ooze, and Reaper of the Wilds are the rest of the green cards.
All right. So Jesse loses his Read the Bones, but he's got a Mutavault that can attack, and he's just going to go ahead and get in there with that and say go. That's going to drop Javier down to 16 after the Thoughtseize damage. But he's got to be happy that his opponent's not developing his board any better than that at this point. And there's a second Thoughtseize for Javier Luna, and he's going to see the same cards as before. Basically, there's a land that's been added to the mix here. So Ultimate Price Vraska and a Hero's Downfall.
Yeah, I would think it's Vraska. I mean, unless he needs to try to clear a path for a Planeswalker of his own.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to have Vraska on turn 5 if he wants it. So away it goes. Vraska down, leaving Jesse with just Ultimate Price and Hero's Downfall. So he's got some nice removal. And was that a Read the Bones off the top there?
It'd be a good draw phase.
That would be good.
Yeah, we talked about this on the break. These guys are 5-3. The top 8, you're going to need 6. Some of the 6-3s are going to get in. Some of the 6-3s are not going to get in.
Okay.
But these are the 5-3s with the best tiebreakers right now. So this is likely a win and in match. 2 top 8 spots left to determine.
All right, second Mutavault. And it is Read the Bones. So right on time, he gets his Read the Bones. He's going to recoup some of that card loss that he took from the Thoughtseizes and really put him in a pretty good spot here, potentially. He's scrying 2 right now. Looks like he was going to make a move, and now he's like, well, let me think about this for a minute. No, both on the bottom. So he gets the full 4 cards into his deck here. Pretty nice. There's another Vraska as well. And he passes a turn back. So Javier still hasn't done anything board state-wise. And he's just going to get in there with Mutavault. So they're both just kind of hitting each other with Mutavaults here in the early stages. But the good stuff's going to start arriving quite quickly here as we hit our 4th, 5th, and 6th land drops. Jesse, don't know that he has much to do this turn.
Got some Mutavaults to attack with.
Mutavault. All right. So far, it's either card draw or hand destruction and Mutavault hits. All right, there's 5 though. Are we going to see an Obsidian? Or are we going to see a Blood Baron? So we talked about it before the game started, Randy, and Blood Baron, a big problem for Jesse Thompson. I mean, we see he's got Ultimate Price and Hero's Downfall on his hand.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. He's also got Vraska, which can kill most creatures, but not that one.
Not that one. So this is going to be a huge issue. You mentioned that Jesse ran into some Blood Barons last round as well, and was not able to get through them. And it looks like this Blood Baron's going to be in good shape, at least in the early stages or early to mid stages of this game, to put Javier in position to.
Yeah, I mean, if Jesse does nothing, Javier's not going to want to attack into a pair of Mutavaults.
Right.
I mean, maybe he does want to attack it. I mean, if he attacks, it's because he's got an instant speed removal spell for one of them.
That's right.
I mean, but I mean, that's not a great plan. Like, it's turn 5, and your plan is to do nothing but hope to double block a Blood Baron.
Right, and just let your opponent make that decision.
Oh, it looks like Jesse is wandered away from the table. Maybe he's asking the judge a question.
Could be.
I think maybe I saw him reading his Vraska closely. It could be that he has some question about what Vraska does.
I think he's wondering what if he pluses Vraska and she
Does it
gets
kill Blood
hit.
Baron?
Yeah, that's the question.
Should, right? It's not targeted. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to Vraska, destroy that creature. Yeah, so he's going to play Vraska. He's going to plus Vraska. And Vraska's going to stick around. So, yeah, Javier is not going to want to attack Vraska. Now Javier's got to see, how does this work? Do I lose Blood Baron if I
This
attack
question
Vraska?
has floated from the feature match area to a judge, to us, to Rashad, back to us,
Back to Javier.
your
Now
iPad.
it's like... This line could work out for Jesse. I mean, if he gets to 7, he gets the assassin creatures, right? I mean, that's how he could win through Blood Baron with, if he connects with one of those assassin creature tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I mean, Vraska's ultimate is to put 3 1/1 black assassins, each of which has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game.
That's right, player death touch. All right, so he's going to attack Jesse instead of Vraska.
Yep.
And geez, and then play
Dueling Planeswalkers.
Yeah, Elspeth, Sun's Champion, which Vraska can handily take care of, but leaving behind the 3 tokens
the 3 1/1s are going to make
big.
it awfully tough for those assassins to get through.
All right, we'll get some soldier tokens in there. Yeah, we'll probably still get some soldier tokens in there. And he's already plussed Elspeth, Sun's Champion, so...
Yeah, we just got to find some tokens. Yeah, those tokens... I liked the assassin play. I haven't seen Vraska assassin on camera.
I haven't either.
I mean, I've definitely had her in limited and pulled that off. But
I've seen it on some streams and such.
I haven't seen it in constructed, but it seemed relevant here until Elspeth's tokens got in the way. Although, I guess, ultimate price, Hero's Downfall, he can clear a path.
It's true.
Seems like he stick to the same plan, right? Plus her. Get to 7.
But the problem is that Elspeth just keeps making more and more tokens.
You got to kill Elspeth.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of Elspeth here.
Well, does his removal in hand is ultimate price and
Hero's Downfall, so he
can Hero's Downfall the Elspeth.
He can just
plus
do
the
that.
Vraska. I think that's the debate right now.
Yeah,
it's actually an interesting question. I like the assassin tokens as the plan to win this game. Like, I don't know how he's going to win on damage through a Blood Baron.
Right.
So I feel like his route to victory in this game is the assassin tokens.
Mm-hmm.
I would Hero's Downfall the Elspeth and stick to the Vraska plan.
Yeah, he is. He's going to +1.
Yeah,
Vraska
there you go.
here. Downfall your Elspeth. Unfortunately,
like
Javier can kind of manage.
I mean, he can attack her
By attacking with the tokens.
but
of
then
course,
he loses the tokens.
He loses
and they're not around
one.
to block assassins. I mean, this isn't. I'm not saying this is likely to work
No,
for
I
Jesse
understand what you're
Thompson.
saying,
Like
yeah.
almost anything Javier Luna does can stop it. But how else is he going to win through a Blood Baron?
That's right.
I mean, Giant Scavenging Ooze is sort of the only other way he has to interact with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not like there's a bunch of creatures in the graveyard for that either.
Blood Baron's so annoying.
Yeah.
Every time it's on the
Really
battlefield,
is.
they just can't touch the thing. He's going to activate Mutavault here. Jesse has 1 Mutavault available. For
Yeah, I'm
blocks.
sure he's going to want to hit Vraska for at least 1. Right? I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has 9 total power worth of attackers. Yeah, so he can get Jesse. He can set Jesse up for potentially lethal attack next turn. He's also got to worry about the Mutavault available on Jesse's side that can play defense, so it's a little tricky. Okay, so he's going to send 2 creatures at Vraska. That way Mutavault can't defend both of the attackers.
That's right.
Which means Jesse should, let both those creatures die to Vraska's +1 ability and pick off a different soldier. Take 5?
I mean, it is a 2-turn clock if he takes 6 here and 6 the next turn, so he's got
Yeah.
to keep that in mind too.
Yeah, that Vraska plan's not going to... So clearly he should activate a Mutavault, and he should block something.
Right.
There's the Mutavault and 1 soldier are heading for Vraska, so you can't defend the ability to use Vraska's ultimate. Therefore, I think I would block one of the soldiers that's attacking my life total.
Yeah, because the other ones are going to die anyway.
Yeah, they're going to die to Vraska's +1 ability.
Right.
I mean, Vraska's going to take 3, which takes the assassins well out of reach. But I mean, even taking 1, I feel like the assassin plan is 2 turns away. You don't have that much time.
All right.
So he trades his Mutavault for the Mutavault. This way, Vraska only takes 1.
So he's still on that plan.
Yeah, he's down a Mutavault too, though.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's certainly true. I even said this last turn. It's still true. His most likely way to win this game, I guess, is with those assassin tokens.
That's right. There's an abrupt decay for Jesse Thompson. Not a lot of fantastic targets here, though. I guess a soldier could.
So he's got one Mutavault left. What's under the Mutavault? Is that a dual land or?
Yeah, I think it's a overgrown tomb.
Okay, he pluses the Vraska. That makes sense. Now Mutavault's going to have to chump block Blood Baron here.
Yeah, I mean it can, or he can just use Abrupt Decay to kill a soldier. And
so the Vraska assassin tokens, by the way, are black.
I know it's.
If
so
those
annoying.
were green,
yeah,
this game would be totally different.
It is. Also, I think they should have Death Touch. I think they just ran out of words.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 of the soldiers are going to Vraska, and Blood Baron is attacking Jesse.
Okay, so Jesse is not obliged to chump Blood Baron.
Although, if he wants to play around Obsidian, he is.
Fair.
Mutavault's active.
Yep. He's just deciding who to block. Does he defend one of Vraska's loyalty counters, or does he defend his life total? Well, and defending Vraska, keeping the Mutavault around.
Right.
He's going to Abrupt Decay. Oh, he can Abrupt Decay 1 token. Or Bile... Oh,
he Bile Blights it.
Why?
Doesn't that kill
Doesn't
both
that kill
of them?
both? Yeah, he Bile Blights both the tokens and chump blocks the Blood Baron.
All right, so he's explaining to Javier that Bile Blight kills both. Yeah, he thought it was ultimate price. Okay. Yeah, so he chump blocked with his Mutavault, so Vraska is on...
Yep, Vraska can make some assassins, and Blood Baron is not yet lethal.
This is going to get interesting.
Oh, there is the Obsidian.
Oh,
so
and there's
he
Obsidian.
had to chump block. Obsidian doesn't actually end this game, though,
It
right?
does not, because there's going to be 3 tokens
3 tokens.
One
One of them can block Obsidian.
1 left over. Yeah, 1 blocks Obsidian.
Well, we're going to see some assassin tokens.
The problem is, of course, Blood Baron, right? I mean, he needs to have a way to get in the way of Blood Baron, which is lethal.
Oh, because of the Obsidian. Right. Obsidian,
So.
the Obsidian life makes that Blood Baron lethal, so yeah, he needs a Mutavault. Or Scavenging Ooze. Or like a Sleight of Mind to hack Vraska to make green tokens.
We're going deep now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a legal Sleight of Mind effect?
There's a Cypher one. Yeah.
Not in his colors,
Not
though.
in his colors, no. All right, I think he's going to do a Read the Bones here. Just
Sure. If he comes up with Mutavault, he's actually live, right? Or no, this is 4 down to 2. So now Obsidian's lethal?
Yeah, now Obsidian's lethal.
Okay,
so.
but I mean, he was dead anyway, so you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what he can draw to survive Obsidian. Oh, Scavenging Ooze and a land, and yeah.
All right,
Would have
so
taken a miracle, but no miracles for Jesse Thompson.
hard fought for Jesse. I like
was
the line.
close.
I like the line. You picked it off very early, Randy, about, look, I'm not going to race this thing, so this is the way I'm going to play it.
He actually
ended
had
up
it
being
if it
quite
wasn't for the
close.
Obsidian.
Yeah, it ended up being quite close there.
He's come super close to bleeding Blood Baron 2 rounds in a row. I'm sure Jesse he's tired of seeing that card.
Oh, I would be miserable
He
seeing
is
that
tired of seeing that card.
card. I mean, that card does change the way that you have to build your deck. Once people play it, there was a blue-white list, and red started to pop up every once in a while because you can run Mizium Mortars, and you actually have a way, you can run Turn Burn and Mizium Mortars and actually have a way to interact with,
Sure.
a Blood Baron. I mean, sure, you can also play Supreme Verdict, but let's take a look at our upcoming webcast schedule. We've got a whole heck of a lot of Magic for you guys lined up here over the next month and a half or so. Grand Prix Paris is the first one. It's Legacy, February 15th and 16th. That's right before the Pro Tour, which is the next weekend. Pro Tour Born of the Gods in Valencia, Spain. It's modern. That's the constructed format, of course. Theros and Born of the Gods booster draft. That's February 21 through 23, so your standard Friday, Saturday, Sunday there for that. We're all excited for that event. The next weekend after that is Grand Prix Melbourne in Australia. That's standard, March 1st and 2nd. That same weekend we have Grand Prix Barcelona, which is team sealed decks. Team is awesome. It's something that the pros and everybody looks forward to. 3-person teams with sealed.
Definitely. A lot of the pros will hang out after the Pro Tour and go to Barcelona for the next weekend.
That's right. And the following weekend after that is Grand Prix Richmond. That's modern. Star City's going to be covering that one, so you can watch your favorite Star City commentators and such on that one. Next is Grand Prix Montreal. That's Theros, Born of the Gods, sealed. It's a limited GP, March 15th through 16th. And if you take a look at those dates, it's weekend. I mean, we are just
that's 6 events over the course. That's 5 weekends in a row, 6 total events. And then the weekend after that is Cincy. So there's actually 7 events we're streaming over the course of the next 6 weekends.
Yeah. So we hope you'll be joining us over the next month or two for all of the live Magic action that you can handle. Right now we're at the Super Sunday Series. We're in Renton, Washington. This is the headquarters for Wizards of the Coast. We're in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory broadcasting to you right now.
Each of these guys won a golden ticket.
They did. Absolutely did. Now, instead of buying a chocolate bar, they had to actually win a tournament to do it. But day 2 at a GP, you'll find a Super Sunday Series event. And if you win it, you can get your seat here. It's a great little tournament here. I mean, under 40 players and a $20,000 total prize pool with $6,000 going to first is pretty impressive. You can take a look at the way that you too can find your seat in the Super Sunday Series for next year. Some of the seats have already been filled, but like I said, every GP, go to a Grand Prix. Don't make day 2. That's the easy part. Win the Super Sunday Series event. That part's a little harder, but still very doable. And then, boom, you get flown out to Seattle. You get put up in a hotel. You get to meet a bunch of awesome Magic players from around the world. Just in this event alone, we've got 20 countries represented from 39 players.
Yep.
It's had a great international feel. We went out to dinner last night. Everybody was drafting, having a good time. I'm sure there'll be some celebrations after the event as well. And you get to compete for a big prize pool, especially for such a small field. It's really great
I was
stuff.
wandering around last round, and everybody was like, boy, I really want to come back next year.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be awesome to run these back-to-back? Everybody just happens. Even like I was talking to players, you know, how are you doing? Well, 4-4. Maybe I can win and sneak into top 16. But this tournament's awesome. Like this is just such a cool event.
And you can see, you know, one of the big payoffs here: $6,000 for first place, $3,000 for second. Price payouts go down from there down to 16th place for $500, and everybody's walking out of here with the Born of the Gods booster box as well. Also, you just kind of get taken care of. You know, the people from Wizards really know how to.
Lunch is catered.
Lunch is here.
Steady
dinner.
Supply of snacks.
They got to go check out, you know, the R&D and see the dragon in the lobby.
They didn't let him into R&D.
Yeah, right.
They actually, you know, they got to tour Wizards, but it's funny. I actually think there's a concept push for a future block that those guys are actually working the weekend, and there's just like
so there's all types of
there's art all over the walls and stuff, and it's like no, you can't let people into the into the 3rd floor.
But yeah, Wizards of the Coast certainly knows how to take care of their guests, and if you can find yourself here, I think you'll have a fantastic time. All right, so Javier Luna up a game over Jesse Thompson. Javier's from Buenos Aires, and Jesse's from California.
Yeah, Jesse's from LA. Made the trip up to
SoCal.
Oakland to made the trip up to Oakland to win this spot at that GP. Javier earned his at Grand Prix Santiago. It's not the only South American player here, though. There's only one GP in South America, but some of them I think took some North American slots.
Oh, that's impressive. That's a long trip. All right, so Land. To start things off, Jesse Thompson. Both of these players are playing for a potential top 8 seed. We're pretty sure based on there, that they're going to get in. It's not 100%, but Jesse Thompson knows he's got to win this game no matter what.
Oh yeah.
This getting out of the gates quickly here is going to be huge. Now, one of the cards that we need to look out for on Javier's side is Blood Baron of Vizcopa. It seems to be really tough for Jesse Thompson to handle, and if we see one of those come down, it's going to be a big turning point in the match. Now, a Pack Rat is one way that Jesse can get so far ahead that the Blood Baron might be too late, and Devour Flesh is going to prevent that from happening. Bump Jesse back up to 21, but let's see if he can recover here. He finds another Pack Rat off the top of his deck. That might just be the plan. He also has an Underworld Connections, I believe, and you know, he might want to start getting some card draw going, though. I got to say, you know, the turn 3 Underworld Connections, you don't get to use it right away.
Right.
A little depressing.
Yep. Seems better as a 4-mana spell that also draws a card.
Right. And here's a Sin Collector now for Javier Luna.
That's in from the sideboard.
It is. Instant or sorcery, so it's going to be a Hero's Downfall or a Bile Blight. It also there's also a Pack Rat and a Swamp in his hand. Bile Blight. Bye-bye. And ships a turn back. So Jesse finds another land. He's going to activate his Underworld Connections first, though. And he finds a Vraska. Vraska could be interesting. It looks like he's going to be able to set up a turn 5 Vraska if he wants it.
Yeah, he's kind of got to decide how much is he committed to the Pack Rat plan.
That's right.
How much is this a Vraska game? He declines to play Pack Rat. So he's trying to set up, I guess, turn 5 Pack Rat, make a Rat.
He just didn't want to expose his Pack Rat.
Yeah, I mean, if he plays the
spot
Pack Rat there,
removal.
he's exposing it to whatever removal Javier might have. I mean, if he knew it was going to survive, it would be awesome to play it there. Then he can keep on the Underworld Connections plan while also making a second Rat this turn. But yeah, if he wants to go Pack Rat with Make a Rat available, he'll have to not use Connections this turn. I mean, if he wants to be super safe and keep drawing cards, then no, it looks like he's decided for Vraska. Okay, so he's not going to use his Connections this turn. He's going to tap out for Vraska, but he runs it into a Hero's Downfall.
Yeah, that particular hero gets immediately downfallen.
Yeah,
Attack for 2 now. Is there a land here for Javier? Because I think he's got a Blood Baron. Yeah, and he's playing it untapped. Yeah, so
that's not good.
This could be bad.
Not good for Jesse Thompson.
There it is. And Jesse Thompson has to breathe a pretty heavy sigh there as Blood Baron is
very tired of running into that card.
Yeah, the card is such a huge issue for him. It feels like his deck is pretty well positioned if you just take that one little
if it wasn't for Blood Baron.
Yeah, which is kind of
true.
a big part of the metagame. But
yeah. Feels like there ought to be some good green answer to it. I mean, it's only got protection from one of his 2 colors. I mean, if you're playing mono black, mono white, or black white, it seems like it should totally blank your deck. But Jesse, despite having access to a second color, still doesn't have a good answer.
Yeah, Putrefy, none of that stuff hits it.
Yeah, I mean, so many of the answers are gold.
Yeah.
What's the mono green? I mean, it could be a big monster. He's got like a Mist Cutter Hydra in his sideboard.
Yeah, or playing like a Pelucranos or something like that.
Right. Yeah, it seems like he's more sort of heavy black. He's just splashing some green.
Yeah.
It's not really a true green deck.
No, he's got green to deal with troublesome permanents, basically.
Cheap ones.
Yep. He can play Vraska to deal with any bigger planeswalkers and stuff, and he has Abrupt Decay.
He can hit them all.
Yeah.
And Golgari Charm.
Yep. Because it's really annoying to be mono black and have your opponent play Underworld Connections and just have to stare at it forever.
Okay, so Jesse on this turn, once again, does not use the Underworld Connections. He plays the Pack Rat, leaving 3 up. He didn't have a 6th land, so he sort of missed 2 connection usages. But he does have the ability to get Pack Rat up and running even through a removal spell.
Thoughtseize, though, is going to take Scavenging Ooze away.
Let me take the one card that
Blood can even just block it. Yeah. And attack for 6. And here's Downfall on Sin Collector. All right, so Jesse Thompson drops down to 14, and it's not looking good for him at this point. He's going to need to find something pretty amazing here.
No, he took sides. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was.
Sin Collector number 2 takes the Hero's Downfall out of his hand.
He has no cards.
And no cards left at all.
1 Pack Rat and 1 Underworld Connections, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be fast enough to race a Blood Baron.
Yeah, he's going to have to use his connections. He found a Duress, but he's going to need something to pitch to Pack Rat if that's what his plan is. He can Duress his opponent.
Sure.
And show him 2 Heroes Downfalls, getting rid of one of them. And, yeah, things are looking very good for Javier Luna here. Make a rat.
Makes a rat, blocks the Sin Collector.
He is going to block the Sin Collector as well, and this is just falling more and more behind for him here. He drops down to 7. Javier goes up to 24, and of course, and he knew it was there. Yep.
Wow. Feel pretty good for Javier Luna, though. We talked about, real fixture in the South American Magic community.
Yeah,
really built the website that community revolves around. Rewarded with a Hall of Fame vote for all the community building that he's done over the years, and now he's going to be rewarded with some more time on the stream. Top 8.
I think I got some tweets from some of his community members yesterday saying that they were all rooting for him as well. Yeah, so big following.
There's the handshake,
and that's going to do it.
Congratulations, Javier Luna. You are probably into the top 8. I'm trying to find my copy of the standings to see where his breakers were. Yeah, he was on 64.5 for opponent match win percentage. The next guy was Jesse Thompson at 58.8, who he just knocked out of contention.
Right.
The next guy after that is Aziz Rafat all the way at 55.
Okay, and
so
we actually have Aziz Rafat on our back table playing against Makihito Mahara.
Mahara.
So
Yeah.
it does look pretty good there.
I don't know that I have ever seen a tiebreaker collapse big enough to knock Javier Luna out of this top 8.
Okay. Good. Yeah, so that looks pretty strong.
I
Pretty
feel
strong
like
case for
there's
Javier.
one spot now. Now we got 6 guys playing 3 matches for 1 spot, and 2 of them right on the edge, and they're all clustered together in tiebreakers. So it really is. Now you're in win and cross your fingers mode.
You're staring at the
3 guys are gonna
scorekeeper
be-
as they announce.
Yes.
Yeah, the head judge. Yeah.
The long pause in 8th place.
Right. Here, you guys can take a look at our kind of road to the top 8 here. We're winding down the last round, round 9 of standard there on the bottom part where it says Sunday. And we're going to be bringing you the top 8 Modern Masters draft pretty shortly here after the Swiss round is over. Yesterday we played draft to kick things off in the morning, Theros Born of the Gods draft, and then we played 3 rounds of standard after that, moving us over to 3 more rounds of standard today. This is the 3rd of such rounds, and this is going to be the one that decides our cut to the top 8. We've got 6 players that we think are in for sure.
Yeah, we'll try to send a runner onto the floor, see if we can find out the results from table 6 and 7.
Okay.
But here's table 5, Makihito Mahara. Big name. We said at the beginning we thought maybe 1 or 2 of the big names. We had 3 top 25 ranked players in this event.
That's right.
We said 1 or 2 of them could make top 8. We've got 1, and we might have 2. Mahara's on the bubble.
That's right.
Reed Duke, not so much.
All right, let's bump over to our other table, 2, 5, and 3s. Aziz
This game 3?
Rafat. It
Looks like
does
they're
seem to
about
be
start
game 3.
three.
Yeah.
Or they're
so-
sideboarding for game 3.
Yeah, so great timing here for us, though,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we get a potential winning in here, though. This is the winner of this is in that fray.
In the mix,
right?
yeah. Now it's win and cross your fingers.
Right.
It's going to be 3 people listening for that top 8 announcement, hoping it's them in 8th. But first things first, you got to win round 9. Got to get into the conversation first. Right. So Aziz Rafat is playing a red-green monsters deck. This is like Mystics and Caryatids to accelerate into Domri Rade, Pelucranos, Xenagos the Reveler, Armed and Dangerous in the main, Savageborn Hydra in the main, Gore Clan Rampager, Stormbreath Dragon, and he's got both flavors of Xenagos. So it's handy on the deck list. Players had to put stars down to the cards they needed to borrow.
Oh, right.
It's pretty easy to scan and see the Born of the Gods tech. Xenagos and 4 copies in the main deck of Courser of Krufix.
Oh, really?
Yes.
This is one that the R&D guys were all kind of had their eye on.
Yeah, this is this is the red-green deck we all imagined, right? You throw in the new Xenagos, the Xenagos in God form alongside the Xenagos Planeswalker. You throw in Courser of Krufix, and it seems like it should work. That's what Aziz Rafat did, and he's pretty close. Okay, meanwhile, some updates from the back tables. Chris Shaw has won. He's defeated Takahito Kobayashi. So Chris Shaw will be in the mix on those tiebreakers. Coming into the round, he was in the mix. So 52.9 coming into this round, but he's going to be the guy in crossing his fingers. Meanwhile, Andre Girard and Tatsuya Kotuge are still playing. Yeah, Aziz Rafat, Red Green Monsters. His opponent, Mahara, we've seen him on camera a couple of times. Mahara is playing the White Weenie Ephara deck, I guess, that just happens to have enough black mana to throw Obsidian and some other removal spells into the mix.
That's right.
We're going to have to figure out a way to shorten that name, like for the text coverage. I'm kind of glad I'm not the text guy at this point, because I have no idea how he's going to describe it. He doesn't get 2 sentences like we do.
Speaking of text, we have Mark Calderero here, and he has been churning out information on the daily MTG
Mark does a good job.
site, and you can check out all the stuff he's been making there as a complement to the video covers that we're providing you here. You can take a look at the Esper Humans tokens mid-range white-black control weenie deck, Ephara deck, .deck. Interesting list here, though. Soldier of the Pantheon, Symposium Sovereigns, Precinct Captains, Brimaz are obviously aggressive early curve type stuff, and then Sky Knight and Ephara can help support that type of a start. The deck takes a bit of a turn there, getting a bunch of different removal with Detention Spheres, far and away its ultimate prices. It also has some spicy stuff with an Obsidian, a Spear of Heliod, and even a Whip in there, too. So Looks like we're getting a game 3 here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, most people know Makihito Mahara. Aziz Rafat, by the way, is Indonesian. He's from Jakarta. 30 years old. He's a lawyer in Jakarta. He's been Indonesian national champion at least once in the past. Definitely, I think a couple times. Definitely a incredible international flavor to this tournament.
He's taking a mulligan here.
That's too bad. Never like to see that.
I think Mahara's going to give that a proper shuffle here.
Yeah.
It didn't really look like it. He gave it a
Rafat
couple.
did the these aren't lands, I'll put them in the middle. Or
Yeah,
on the
he
bottom
just sort of did a little
cursory.
little quick shuffle there, and you can see Mahara's taking his time there, making sure we have proper randomization of the deck. Yeah, there we go. That's how you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Who's on the play?
You know, I don't know.
Looks like it's
Now I
Rafat.
know it's Rafat. Yep.
Yeah, so he clearly won game 1, lost game 2.
All right, let's see if Mahara has a quick start. I mean, his deck has a really aggressive curve.
It
and
does.
This is fine. Thoughtseize will help out a lot.
Especially versus a mulligan.
Yeah, so there's Domri Raid, Courser of Crewfix. I see big Xenagos. And is that a Gorklan Rampager as well? Looks like it.
Only the one other land, so looks like he could be stuck on 2. He's basically got 2 draw phases to find the 3rd land and turn his hand on. Do you take Domri here?
I mean, Domri's a big issue, but it does look like Makihito Mahara is going to be able to pressure it. Yeah, now the Courser Crewfix, though, is a 2/4.
Yeah, he's going to take a 3-drop. I think that's the split you see right now. Mahara wants to take a 3-drop. It's like you can have the land, you can have the Rampager, you can have Xenagos. If Mahara's thinking, if you do draw the 3rd land, which of these do I want to have to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, because thinking about Makihito Mahara's early draws, you know, Soldier of the Pantheon, those early sort of white weenie type cards, they get bricked by the Courser.
Yeah, but he took Domri.
Because Domri's obviously a much better long game card there as well. So it looks like Mahara.
Sure. Of course, your life gain.
You know, that's actually true. Good point, Randy. That is true.
Especially in this matchup where basically his damage comes in the form of a
and
white
right off
deck.
the top he finds
there was the land.
his 2nd green mana source as well.
And it comes into play tap lane, so he had to show it to Mahara.
Well, he
got to think Mahara had
didn't
a
have
removal
to.
spell.
Yeah. And he finds a second Courser,
Courser.
and the brick wall is up. Doesn't you play with it? Yeah, there we go. Let's reveal some cards.
Can we get that deck slid down a little bit? So there's the Doomblade. This is why Mahara.
Yeah, and that was a Gorklan
totally
Rampager.
if you're holding Doomblade, then what was the revealed card?
It was Gorklan Rampager.
And what Mahara doesn't know is the one draw phase he hasn't seen was a 2nd Courser. There you go. Thank you.
And he's got to reveal that card. Let's see what it is. It's
a land.
And he gets to actually play this land.
Play it off the top. Wow. Courser of Crewfix. That is what it was designed to do.
There. Now, this is not Oracle of Moldiah, so that one's going to have to stay there for now. But
yeah,
still,
but this
he gained a card.
for 3 mana. If it was Oracle of Moldiah, it would still be in his hand. And he would be mana screwed.
It's true.
Wow, so Mahara did not have a 2nd removal spell. At least not a 2-mana one.
Yeah, he's got a Detention Sphere in his hand, depending on how worried he is. But, you know, you also got to start worrying about Xenagos at some point here.
Right. Now you know it's 5 land now.
Yeah, like next turn.
Right. He's Aziz is going to draw the 5th land. He can play Xenagos.
Right.
Wow.
And Mahara has 0 pressure.
Right.
He's absolutely taken a control route here with hand disruption and a removal spell early, which has left him with just nothing coming in to attack Aziz. In fact, Mahara's at 14, taking some damage from some lands in his Thoughtseize.
Yeah, this is the red-green deck we all thought might be a thing now, right? Courser into Xenagos? Mahara seems unsure what to do now.
Yeah, he does seem pretty hesitant here.
Oh, he was still thinking about that scry from the temple.
That's right, and he decided
left
to
it on
keep
top.
it. And there's Brimaz. All right, so Brimaz is here. 3/4 Vigilance, Cat Factory. And there's
Not
another
land.
Domri raid.
All right, you just slam Xenagos here?
Yeah, that's what it is. Land Xenagos. He's going to get a trigger here, and he's going to attack too.
Yeah, I mean, it gets +2, right? Doubles its power. What does Xenagos trigger off of?
Power. It gets +X, where X is his power. So that should have been for 4 there to hit Makihita Mahara down to 10.
What else does Aziz have in his hand?
Well, he's got a Domri Raid coming off the top of his deck.
Which is 2 more devotion. That would get him to 6. He'd be 1 short. All right, Brimaz attacks, which makes a cat. They've all got vigilance.
Yeah, 4 damage is going to put Aziz Rafat down to 17.
Mahara had missed the 1 point of life that Aziz gained.
And there's an Imposing Sovereign.
That'll take some of the steam out of Xenagos.
It will indeed.
New creatures no longer... They gain haste, but they're tapped.
Right.
Haste is just not as useful when you're tapped.
That's right. Wow. And
is that Stormbreath Dragon?
Stormbreath Dragon on the top here.
Also not the kind of card you want to have come into play tapped. Although he can play Domri Rod and draw it for free.
Yeah, and he can still use Xenagos on his untapped creatures as well.
Which he's going to do.
Yeah, which he's going to do, and it looks like he's going to battle here too.
So that guy is +2/+2, so it's a 4/6 Courser heading into the red zone. Brimaz.
With haste.
Right. If he blocks with Brimaz and a token, another token comes into play. That's 3, 4, 5. That would not be enough to kill it. He'd have to block with everybody, which would give Rafat the ability to kill Imposing Sovereign.
What did you ask?
Why would Mahara block with the token?
It's 4/6, right?
Yeah, yeah. If he wants to kill it, he has to block with everybody, which he does. Interesting. Gets another token, and now Aziz has to arrange his blockers.
Yeah, so he can kill Brimaz here if he wants.
You gotta kill Imposing Sovereign, don't you? With Xenagos, Domri Rod, Stormbreath Dragon shenanigans?
I don't know. I mean, does it matter? Like, he's also just ahead. He's just gonna be. He can just be like, here's this dragon, go.
Right.
Next turn, untap, it's 8, it hits you, I'm going to play something else. Like, he's not under any pressure. I just wonder if he's that concerned about it.
Well, if he kills Brimaz, he's not under any pressure. I guess I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Ooh, but Doomblade is going to take down the Courser there.
So Mahara's block was just wanted to generate a cat token.
Generate a cat token. Gets a little information, too, about what Aziz is worried about. Now things are different, though. Now I'm with you, Randy. You know, getting that Imposing Sovereign.
Well, he
off
wouldn't.
the
He
board
wasn't going to get to kill
quick.
anything.
I know. I'm saying, like, now it's all of a sudden a priority because he's not going to be able to race potentially, as Mahara has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage coming into the red zone. 8 damage here.
Wow.
Take 8. That's almost half your life
seems
total.
like he gets out of control pretty quick.
Still, though, Makihita Mahara is in pretty big trouble here in some ways.
Is he?
Well, so the Gore Clan Rampager can be an +4. Yeah,
it comes
with
over
trample.
8/8.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, it's detained?
It is detained.
Liev Sky Knight is more than just a 3/1 flyer? That's the best Liev Sky Knight I've ever seen.
That was the best.
Just turned off an 8/8 trampling attacker.
Here's Domri Raid. He can use this.
Okay, he can still fight with
He can fight something.
Brimaz, presumably?
Wow, this is going to get close.
Yeah, this is cool.
Aziz Rafat's really thinking about how he wants to fight here too.
Right.
Because he could just win next turn if he doesn't lose this turn. Thanks to the dragon.
He's also closing in on turning Xenagos into a creature.
All right, there we go.
Like
those fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 8 power on Mahara's side of the board, which is not enough to win on the spot. He can't like detain to turn off the blocker and win.
That's right.
But he's close.
But he is going to hold back because he has the dragon in hand.
Well, he's been detained. Like, what's he holding back?
Right.
Aziz has only been able to do kind of one. Oh, there's detention sphere.
Detention sphere. Wow, because he's actually one away from getting Xenagos online.
Yep. Yeah, you take the only potential attacker Imposing Sovereign has been insane this game.
Yeah,
You get
this
to
is
finish off Domri Rod, and you get to hit for, I think that's 7.
yeah, and that also takes 4 pips off the off the battlefield. So Xenagos
Imposing
is
Sovereign has just
possibly far.
single-handedly neutered that Xenagos.
It really has. I mean, Makahimahara's at 10.
Aziz
He's
has
actually at a
Stormbreath
very
Dragon in his
fragile
like,
life
yeah,
total.
you know,
yeah.
Stormbreath Dragon would be really good here, wouldn't it?
Right. The
Still
cats
have vigilance.
have vigilance. Yeah, they
Oh,
don't.
okay.
They don't get it from Bramaz. They just have it. There's another Domri raid, but no creature on the battlefield.
Jeez.
And it looks like Makahita Mahara is going to be in prime position here to finish off Aziz
Oh, man,
Rafat.
I wanted to see more of this red-green deck.
I do too. That Courser is sweet.
I mean, this looked super close. And
It
it's-
really was. I mean, like you
and that's
said.
through Imposing Sovereign.
Yeah, and the Imposing
If he'd had-
Sovereign
if
was
he-
the difference.
I mean, Brimaz was also quite good, but yeah. Is this what Standard's going to look like now? I could watch some
I'm
of this.
curious. You and I were talking about
Yeah,
this
there's
deck, and
the
that's going to
handshake.
do it. Makahita Mahara wins. Now, that does not guarantee him a spot in the top 8.
Right. It guarantees him a spot in the conversation.